I love being a young baby. Pink, 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 pink. Jules Bedazzle. Walking with my cute little young waist. Looking like, oh, these want to taste. Like, I literally love being a young.
What is her father can't have Instagram. I just, if I grow up, when I grow old, and one of my baby girls, my baby dolls, my daughters, grows up to identify herself as a young hoe, I failed. I failed somewhere. Her father can't have it. He's on Facebook. He's on Facebook.
You keep acting like that job that you hate is going to be your salvation. Like you can pass it down to your kids. Like when you pass away from this world, your child is going to be able to inherit that job and make money for them. I'm giving you a chance and opportunity to make $20,000 or more dollars a month, and I'm only charging you $20 for the sauce. So you can keep on working that job you hate. You can keep on hoping and praying that something magical is going to happen to your life, and you can keep on living average while the rest of us gonna ball. Because if you won't set yourself up to be your own boss, to be your own business, will prepare your children to work for mine. DM # content if you want to make $10,000 or more a month with social media. And it's something that you can pass down to your kids. And you can actually have your kids do it. Because me and my kid, we did this month. What are you doing at that job? Keep bullshit. DM # content, I'm going to send you the link. Oh, bro, get them kids ready. Because my kids, they're going to need some hard workers.
400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900,000, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800.
Fellas, what y'all doing? It is working. So I am in Chipotle today, overhearing a girl's conversation where she is whining on the phone, talking about she is 38 years old, never been married, got 2 kids, and the guy she's dating right now is not interested in marrying her. The first time in a long time, women are starting to realize getting married and starting a family is not guaranteed anymore. Y'all are choosing yourselves and peace, and women are feeling it. Women are starting to worry if they will ever get married, and if they don't already have kids, if they will have children. There's a reason, because y'all are tired of modern dating, tired of emotional games, tired of feeling unappreciated, and tired of relationships that are one-sided. Instead of rushing into relationships, y'all are slowing down and observing how these women are first. Pretty privilege is over. Y'all are no longer dating based on how a woman looks and how you're attracted to her. Now y'all are asking yourselves, can she bring me peace? Can she support my dream? Can I trust her long term, and does she actually value me? Because you all are realizing one of the biggest decisions you can ever make is a relationship, and then it going to the highest level of marriage. And when y'all choose wrong, it destroys everything financially, mentally, emotionally. For years, women have believed that men need women more than women need men. But now men are getting so comfortable with being alone and focused on their work, their purpose, and peace. And finally, women are realizing that men have always controlled marriage and building a family. And now you all are becoming more selective.
You're a creep if you approach the girls. Look, I get it. There is so much stuff on social media nowadays of all these girls saying, don't approach us. We don't want you to come talk to us. Oh my gosh, get away. You're a creep. No, only come approach us if you do this one thing. I understand, but I speak for real women. Women who are high value women in their feminine energy are the real women who are really wanting to grow and soften in their feminine energy. There are so many incredible women out there, but they're not the girls that are sitting on social media calling you men creeps. When you live your life thinking that if you approach a woman and she's going to call you a creep, that's when you're going to attract that into your life. You have to open your mindset and understand there's so many wonderful women all around you. Now, discernment plays a huge part in this, but discernment is something that you build. Is she giving you eye contact? Has she smiled back at you? You've got to take action. You have to start smiling and waving, seeing if she is receptive towards that. If you smile and wave at a woman and she looks at you like, huh? That means she's not a real woman that wants to talk to you. But it's all about how you truly feel about yourself. If you think that you are going to be trashed on by other girls, then yes, you are going to have that experience. Real women want to be approached. They are looking for great men out there, and it's not about his physical appearance. It's not about how much money he has in the bank, and it's not about how tall he is. It's about who he is at the core, and is he a respectful man that matches her energy and makes her feel emotionally safe.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at, the reason, or another reason that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel, for a lot of men, it's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. You have, can't believe I'm gonna say this. You don't really have anything to look forward to, right? I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men. And so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity.
I wish that I could stay here for life. I wish that I could stay here. Hey, look at the sky. Shining bright tonight. I wish that I could stay here for life.
This nigga's a piece, y'all. That's a piece. Which makes me wonder, right? Which brings up a theory. Because my gut is, something's in my gut is like bubbling. Might have been that pasta I ate earlier. Normally, when my gut bubbles like this, it means something's a little bit off. It's not what it seems. Something's not what it seems. Because he's not moving like a that cheated. He's moving like a was cheated on. I'm just saying. Just hear me out for a second. I'm just saying. He moving real peaceful. I've never seen a man cheat on his wife and move like this. Unless he just doesn't give a but something's, you know what I'm saying? There's more to this story. And I don't give a mind you. It's just I keep seeing these on Instagram. I've never seen them on Instagram as much as I'm seeing them now. Instagram will show me his video, then her video, then his video, then her video. I'm like, Instagram just messy. Anyways, do y'all think this is the relationship content like this? Cause you know what's funny? Last year, I told my wife, I was like, hey babe, we should make some content together, da. Not anymore. Fuck that. It's a fucking prerequisite to divorce. My wife will make a cameo from time to time. That's about it. Anyways, take my ass to bed. Psych. I'm not in trouble. I'm going upstairs.
I'm standing on the train and look at all these men. What happened to giving up your seat for women? No man.
I feel like a hard thing for a lot of people to swallow is that chivalry is rooted in misogyny, okay? Just objectively. Anytime something like this comes up, I want you to ask yourself, okay, so men should do XYZ for women because, in this instance, men should give up their seats for women because are women's legs not as strong? Do women get tired more easily? Like what's going on here? Another hard pill to swallow is if we genuinely want a lot of men to view women as equals, this is going to be the status quo. And I told you guys after the election, I'll bring this up every time it comes up. You wanted men to elect a woman to be president, but somehow women can't even stand up on public transportation. But of course, women can do both of those things, all right? But the problem is, since chivalry has been such an established thing, and it's been established as like being like a gentleman, blah, 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 and it seems like a nice thing, it's seen as rude to not abide by these norms. But the thing is, if you break down the norms as to what they are, it is not very kind towards women. Again, like if you ask yourself, why am I doing this? It's not a very good reason. Like, oh, why am I opening a door for this woman? You know, because women shouldn't open doors? Is it because their arms aren't as strong? Oh, I'm paying for this woman's food because she can't pay it. She can't. Obviously, there's exceptions to this. Like if a woman's getting in front of you, like stepping in, like that's just human decency. Because if you're seeing anybody get like, you know, beat up or something, like it's probably a better idea to step in. But you understand the general vibe of what I'm saying. Every single gentlemanly act that you can do for a woman is saying that that woman is inept at doing that act. Some people are like, oh, but you know, it's just a kind gesture, blah, blah, blah. If you wouldn't do the same gesture for a man, it's not just a kind gesture, it's misogyny, okay?
The word accountability gets used so much online, especially as it pertains to women. But one of the reasons why women specifically have a hard time wrapping their head around the idea of accountability is because women believe that if they don't do nothing, then it wasn't their fault. If I didn't do anything, then how is it my fault? They don't understand that accountability lies in what you do and what you don't do. You're always making a decision. They don't understand that part. They believe that if this person does this to me, they are accountable for that. And that is true. That's partially true. But the other half of that is, if you do nothing about the mistreatment that you receive at their hands, that is of your doing as well. And that's the lack of accountability. That's why some of the girls, the accountability thing, it really doesn't resonate with them, because they want to passively go through life. Like, they just want to be able to absolve themselves while finger wagging everybody else. That this is what they do to everybody else. And because they let it happen, they get to do this. Like, oh, I didn't do anything. I was just being a deer in headlights. And, but it truly does not work that way. Doing nothing is also a decision. When you are aware of something and you do nothing about it, you are also making a decision. And that is true accountability. Accountability lies in what you decide to do and what you decide to not do. There's always a decision being made.
And you also have to start asking the question, like, why is anybody shocked that the good men are going extinct? Like, the good men are moving away. Like, why is that something that you're, oh man, that they just up and disappeared? No, they didn't. I'm seeing you out here messing with other guys. I'm seeing you out here not being serious. I'm seeing you out here prioritizing chaos, drama, the quick buck, basically, the short-term play. I'm seeing you out here rewarding that versus somebody that's stable, makes good money, and has their stuff together, a long-term partner. You don't want that guy right now. You want that guy when you're 35 or 40.
Unless your husband's making 6 to 7 figures, I don't think you should even consider being a stay-at-home wife. And here's why. I recently made a post about being a stay-at-home wife is one of the most treacherous and dangerous positions a woman can put herself into. And I got some comments like, well, isn't the estate 50-50 in Texas? Isn't it all marital property? Let me show you. I think we can all agree on this. That husband is working his job, doing the career ladder, going up, 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 because he has a wife at home that's able to care for the children. He doesn't have to take sick days. He doesn't have to call in from work. He can really focus on his career. Wife kind of stagnates. She's doing the at-home stuff. And there's a lot of value to that. And it's surprising to me how many men don't understand the value of labor. The fact that you don't have to stay home when a child's sick. The wife's running all the errands. A lot of times the wife is contributing to that husband's business. And so you're like, well, aren't wives safe because, especially in Texas, everything's community property? Well, this is why I say, unless your husband is a stud and making good money, I wouldn't even consider it. So let me show you the numbers and the breakdown. Let's say your husband is just an average Joe. He has every tool in his arsenal to be making more, doing more, and all of that. But let's just say he just ain't that dude. He, is making $70,000 and retires making $80,000 or $85,000. I'm sorry, if you have a stay-at-home wife, your job is to excel in business and be making more, and that would be complete letdown to me if I was a stay-at-home wife and my dude just ended up being average. Unless your husband's making 6 to 7 figures, I don't think you should even consider being a stay-at-home wife. And here's why. I recently made a post about being a stay-at-home wife is one of the most treacherous and dangerous positions a woman can put herself into. And I got some comments like, well, isn't the estate 50-50 in Texas? Isn't it all marital property? Let me show you. I think we can all agree on this. That husband is working his job, doing the career ladder, going up, 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 because he has a wife at home that's able to care for the children. He doesn't have to take sick days. He doesn't have to call in from work. He can really focus on his career. Wife kind of stagnates. She's doing the at-home stuff. And there's a lot of value to that. And it's surprising to me how many men don't understand the value of labor. The fact that you don't have to stay home when a child's sick. The wife's running all the errands. A lot of times the wife is contributing to that husband's business. And so you're like, well, aren't wives safe because, especially in Texas, everything's community property? Well, this is why I say, unless your husband is a stud and making good money, I wouldn't even consider it. So let me show you the numbers and the breakdown. let's say your husband is just an average Joe. He has every tool in his arsenal to be making more, doing more, and all of that. But let's just say he just ain't that dude. He, is making $70,000 and retires making $80,000 or $85,000. I'm sorry, if you have a stay-at-home wife, your job is to excel in business and be making more, and that would be complete letdown to me if I was a stay-at-home wife and my dude just ended up being average.
Men are most attracted to two things, and almost nobody talks about this clearly. It is not just looks, not just personality, and definitely not just how much you do for him. The first one is simple. Someone who believes in him without constantly trying to change him. Because deep down, many men are more insecure than they will ever openly admit. When he feels like he is never enough, attraction slowly turns into pressure over time. But when someone believes in him, he starts becoming more of who he already wants to be. Support does not mean fixing him. It means trusting his growth without controlling every step. Now, the second one is what really keeps him emotionally connected long term. It is peace, not silence, but a feeling that being with you does not drain him. Not constant tension, not pressure, not emotional chaos every time something small happens. Just a space where he can breathe, think clearly, and feel accepted without always performing. Studies show men often stay where they feel calm, not where they feel constantly tested. That is why he may leave someone he loves, but stay with someone who feels peaceful. Because attraction is not just excitement. It is also how safe he feels being himself. When he has both belief and peace, he does not look for anything outside anymore. Because for him, that combination is rare, and it feels like home in a relationship.
You have a lot of modern women continuing to ask, where are all the men at? How come these men are not at singles events? Well, if you were to go to an event just to get humiliated, would you go? If you were going to the event just to honestly and truly become content, would you go? The answer's probably going to be not. I'm not coming. I'm not going to pay to be humiliated. The drinks are not going to be that good. The food's not going to be that good. We're not going to be doing anything that I want to do, so I'm not going. And that's how a lot of men think. Even if the drinks are good, even if the food is good, okay, this looks like a place I would go, but I'm not going on that night. I'll go the next night, or the night before, or some other time.
There's too many women that are making $50,000 a year, demanding a man to make $1 million, and you've never made $1 million before. You've never made $500,000 before. You've never made $100,000 before.
So you're saying that a woman should only desire a millionaire if she's touched $1 million?
I'm saying be realistic with what you qualify for. Why would a millionaire, outside of beauty, why would a millionaire choose you? Now, there is a thing called hypergamy. Women choose at their level or higher. If I make $50,000 and he makes $85,000, that is hypergamy. He almost doubles what I make. That is still a man that can provide. That is still a man that can show up for the house. That is still a man that can go. You could still go on trips with $135,000 a year for the normal person. If your mortgage is $3,000 a month, you could do so much. You could do so much. Be clear about what is actually necessary for us to be happy. Because you can be happy with a good man that's not a millionaire. He doesn't have to make $500,000. A lot of these women don't even know what that lifestyle would be like. $500,000 is around $50,000 a month. What are you going to spend it on? And don't you dare say bags, because now you're not even a good, you're not even a good investment. You are a liability. If you just want me to make $50,000 so I could spend 20 of it on you and your lifestyle, that's you're not going to be chosen. Because even trips, you could catch a flash sale and go on a trip for $1,500 5 days. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about normal people. I see your face. Yes, I'm gonna fly first class. And even me, let me tell you my hack. You want to know my hack? How I'm gonna make sure I fly first class every single time?
The most dangerous thing a man can do is have the audacity to actually think highly of himself, to actually believe that he is deserving of good too. That's the most dangerous thing a man can do. Let me break it down for you. A man who values himself is not going to settle for scraps. He's not going to tolerate any disrespect. He's not going to linger in places where he's merely tolerated instead of feeling celebrated. And a man with that kind of mindset, those kind of values, he is dangerous. He's dangerous because it threatens people. Because when a man knows his worth, he becomes harder to control, harder to manipulate. He sees through the scams, and that man becomes harder to keep small, harder to shrink. You see, the problem is the world is full of men walking around with strength in their bodies, but doubt in their souls. Their souls are empty. But when a man flips that switch, when he finally says to himself, I deserve better, I deserve more, everything about that man changes. But the sad thing is, he's going to end up losing a lot of people in his life. Many people, even those the man trusts, because many people don't want the man to know his value. You see, his standards, his relationship, and his future, those things are going to change when he realizes his value. So yes, the most dangerous thing a man can do is to have the audacity to believe in his own value. Because once he does, that man becomes unstoppable.
I actually have something I want to say. I don't know when it started, but I realized I started to do this thing where I don't let myself actually feel the things that I feel. I don't let myself admit that it does overwhelm me that I'm 35 and single. I don't let myself feel the full weight of the times that I've been hurt in my life because I don't like to give those people any sort of power over me. I don't even like to say it to myself, let alone publicly, but then I kind of forget a really important piece of the puzzle. Vulnerability and sharing these feelings is where real progress is made. As much as I want to fight it and act like it doesn't get to me, that I'm 35 and I'm single and I don't have any prospects right now, isn't gonna change what I really feel. It's hard. It's really hard to sit and admit that I have been hurt. It's hard to sit and admit that I have taken risk on love and it hasn't worked out. It's hard to admit to myself that it's impacted the way that I view dating. Emotional damage. But one thing I do know that I really like about myself is the fact that I'm never gonna give up trying. I'm never gonna give up on myself. And even though, yes, I am 35 and single, I'm also 35 with a clean slate. What? 35 and no longer in a toxic relationship. 35 and completely supporting myself. And even though it can be so overwhelming and sometimes embarrassing to not be where I thought I was going to be, at least I'm not where I was.
Congratulations. You're a fucking adult.
And you have a lot of these men out here that are just regular guys. They're quiet, they're disciplined, and a lot of times because they don't yap about and holler and scream, that's why they get overlooked. Because modern women, they're looking for what they would call an alpha, a double alpha. I'm looking for a lion. Roar and make me hear you. Let me hear you. And so Chad and Tyrone are out there roaring. Just roar, roar, roar. As a matter of fact, Chad and Tyrone, sometimes they do, to be fair. But their roar is not even all that. At all. But they go ahead and stand behind a lion that actually know how to do it. And, they stand in front of a lion that actually knows how to roar. And then when the women look over, is that him? That must be him. And they think, oh, that's Chad roaring like that. He's got something. And they go over there messing with him. When really, actually, honestly and truly, it was the good man. It was a stable man. It was a regular guy that had his stuff together that was roaring like that. But modern women can't distinguish. They can't tell the difference because Chad and Tyrone look good. And that's really all they're looking at. Modern women don't like to tell you, but they're just as lustful as men are. They're filled with lust the same way that men are.
What if women went back to what they used to do? Cook, clean, be submissive, do whatever their man says, be the traditional wife. What happens then? Let's just say all us women stop talking. We just start listening to, whatever the our man say. Then what happens? Can somebody answer me that? Like, if everything goes back, then the men have to go back too. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm driving. But if we gotta go back to basically taking orders from a man, then are they gonna go back to normal? Are they gonna start paying some bills? Are they gonna let us stay at home? Are they gonna be providers and protectors and all the other that they used to do that they ain't doing either? Like, everybody keeps saying, you know, the traditional woman is gone and ain't nothing out here but 3 old folds and things like that. But, like, where are the men that's doing this? Where's the men that's, you know what I'm saying, protecting me from the grizzly bears and not becoming the bear? If you know, you know. But, like, I don't know. But, like, if I'm gonna go back to, well, I ain't going back to shit. Let's just get this straight right off the rip. But if, hypothetically speaking, women went back to the way things were, men can't match that energy. They ain't gonna match that energy. They ain't gonna do none of this that them old men was doing. Unc and them, OG and them was doing back in the day. They ain't doing none of that. They gonna do the bare minimum, just enough to get them draws off your butt cheeks.
I'm 30 years old. Not one of my friends has children. Zero. No one. No one's having kids. Do you know how hard you need to abuse a mammal to make them not have children? Like for real. Like let's step here back a moment, right?
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, look, GDP goes up. People have have enough food, you know, and whatever. No one's having kids, and this is across the world. This is across both the West, the East, you know, everywhere. It's happening. There's a thing that happens, especially with younger, like even younger than me. Like the kids are like 18 today. There's a huge problem where they don't dance. No one dances. They go to clubs and they don't dance. Why is this? Because you get recorded. Yeah. If you're an 18-year-old kid, you go to a club, you get recorded. If you approach a girl and you mess it up, you get recorded. Everything is panoptic on that. So if you had to ask me why, my answer is technology. My answer is social media. My answer is AI. My answer is algorithms. Do you know what dating app algorithms do? Do you know how they optimize? They don't optimize for you to meet your love of your life. They optimize you to keep coming back to the app.
Yeah.
And now there's a thing that basically we have sold out all of our dating norms, all of our, you know, interpersonal norms to tech companies without our consent to optimize their ad algorithm. I think there's a deep thing where we as a society have not dealt with the fact that we have to steward technology responsibly. We have treated technology as a Wild West. Absolutely. Just everyone can do whatever they want, you know. Just sell all of our younger generation's dating lives to corporations for profit. So I think the real problem is that we are, as a society, as a government, the generations that came before me, and also my generation, I don't want to exclude myself from this, but also the generations came before me, just let technology rip. The promise was, if you let technology rip, if you let internet rip, there will be democracy, freedom, and happiness, and economic growth, and where is that? And I think my generation is noticing that broken promise.
Y'all, I am as independent as they come, and I'm here to tell you that feminism destroyed my marriage. Feminism is demonic. Let's talk about it. It pulls away God's original design for man and woman. God, man, woman, children. And yes, men are the head of the household. And that's what ruined my marriage, because I looked at my husband as my equal, that we were competing with each other, and that I wore the pants, that I made the rules, I had the control. But this is when women no longer listen to understand, they listen to respond. So I'm not saying that we as women are below men. That's not how it is. And women are going to hear this and think, I can provide for myself. I can do everything that a man can do for myself and be happier and do what I want to do. Listen, I know you can. I can too. That doesn't mean we're supposed to. We are not equal. We are equal in importance, but we are not equal in our roles. Feminism completely destabilized the whole family structure, and we're watching the consequences of it in real time. The problem does not lie with a woman having her own job or even having a career or her own business. The problem lies because feminism told us to prioritize all of that over being a mother and a wife. Feminism has sold women the lie of freedom, but take a look around. Are women actually freer? But actually, if you look around, women are more anxious, more lonely, more confused, even more medicated than ever. They're not freer. So maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't men. It's a lie that we've been sold. And I only say all this because I know I've been there, I've lived it. I'm speaking from truth. And Jesus saved me. The culture is going to call this misogyny, this whole post. Meanwhile, scripture calls it order. Y'all have a blessed day.
If I were skinny, would you date me?
If you were skinny?
Yeah.
I would date you right now.
I'm not a pretty girl. I know that for a fact. I compare myself to other women, and I'm just like, I'm maybe like a 6 or 7 on a good day. And one thing my mother taught all her daughters is that we should find men that love us for us and not for what we wear. And growing up as a child, that was really hard for me because I grew up in the 90s where literally a size 6 was like the perfect size, and I was a size 12 throughout my entire high school. Multiple times I was shot down by men because I didn't wear enough makeup or my clothes weren't skanky enough. So the men that I would date would be, quote unquote, not attractive. But I tell people all the time, I didn't date people by their looks, I dated them for their personality. Because if Jessica Rabbit taught me anything, beauty fades, but a sense of humor doesn't. Not even joking, Bob Hoskins' character asks her, why did you marry him? And she legit looks at him and says, he makes me laugh. I love that. I carried that concept with me throughout my entire life because I'm just like, yeah, you have a six-pack now and you're good looking now, but over time, that six-pack's going to disappear and those muscles are going to fade. What? So everybody in the comment section are like, oh, she's probably lying. Well, most of the men in the comment section are like, oh, she's probably lying. And I'm like, no, I bet you anything she's telling the truth. Because I bet you anything she dated a cute guy and he was a douchebag. And now she's like, I'm going to go for the guys that aren't cute. Ain't that right, Roxanne? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was a cute looking boy. He looked like he legit would buy you tampons and then an entire tub of ice cream to yourself when you're menstruating. He looked like he's the type that would buy your favorite food if you're having a bad day just because he loves you. He looks like he's the type that where you take him home to meet your parents, he brings your mom a bouquet of flowers. That's a good man right there. That's husband material. Besides, who'd want a six-pack when you can have a keg?
Why do you think you're entitled to something I work for? Touchy topic, I want to talk about marriage and divorce. My homie was talking to this porcupine. She told him that if they was to get married and he was to come into that marriage with property, she believed that she should own 50% of that property. Now, at the time, my homie really loved her, so he didn't have a problem with that. But he did ask her, well, if you came into the marriage with property, would you feel comfortable giving me 50% of that property? She said, no. So immediately, I'm like, nah, bro, she's rage baiting you. Based on the comments that I've read from the Provider Man video I made, I have a question. Do women genuinely expect men to be okay with that situation? Why would any man want to marry into that? Me as a man, I don't know the role that a woman should play. I'm not the person that's going to set that standard up. That's not something for me to do. I do have certain expectations, but none of them have to do with a woman being a woman. I just want people to be nice to me. The person that I love needs to be nice to me. My question is, do women think the role of a man is to be mistreated and abused and undervalued and be happy about it? And this is a genuine question. I'm not asking this to be, I'm not throwing no rocks and I'm genuinely asking, like, is that what you want from us? The example that I gave, there's no way my homie's girlfriend was marrying for love. There's no way you can treat somebody that you love that way. I'm personally convinced that the perfect man is a man that suffers at the hands of his wife and is happy about it. Happy wife, happy life. That is such a crazy statement. Shouldn't the husband also have some form of happiness? Like, why would your partner being unhappy bring you joy? Like, why does that make you feel like you're more loved? Personally, I see why be having families across towns. That's why your grandpa was cheating on your grandma. That nigga was unhappy. Happy wife, happy life had to be created by a nigga. I was tired. If I came home to my family that I'm providing for, and I come home to a woman that undervalues me and underappreciates me, and my son can't make a left-hand layup, I'm cheating. I'm leaving.
You know, a lot of these modern women don't really understand that it seems like in the dating market or, the way it's going, because you're asking, where are the good men at? How come I can't find a good man? Well, it seems like for a lot of these good men, they're stable. They're the stable men. These men are involved in their community, but you want excitement. You want somebody that is going to shock your system. You want somebody that's going to make you feel alive and send you to the moon for a night. Problem is, with that good man, he's going to take you to the moon. It might take a little bit longer to get there. You might not go straight up and come back down. See, what y'all like to do is get on these rides. Hey, make it quick for me. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. And y'all keep on chasing that high. Oh, God, this is too fast. Modern women are modern day drug dealers. Drug dealers of dating. Well, you have a lot of drug dealers who have talked about, man, I'm getting that fast money. I'm trying to work a stable job, but it's just not, the money ain't fast enough. And they go back out there and they start selling it again. Modern women are that same way. Oh, I can't do nothing with a good man, a stable man. I got to go out there and get that fast attention. I got to go out there and get that fast validation. I need somebody to give me right now. Chad and Tyrone give you exactly what you're looking for, but then you still sitting by yourself at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So what did you really gain?